Welcome to WMUC Sports' coverage of the final semifinal game here in the Big Ten softball tournament hosted by Maryland this year. I'm Adam Lipman, joined alongside Noah Kraft. And Noah, this is quite the exciting game. It's been a Cinderella run so far for Wisconsin, taking on the juggernaut UCLA Bruins.
Yeah, first of all, it's great to be here. Great to be calling this game with you. Kind of a David and Goliath matchup we have here. UCLA, a top 10 ranked team in the country, versus the number 7 seed Wisconsin in this tournament, looking to make some noise after taking down number 2 Oregon.
So it'll be Wisconsin hitting first. First pitch will be in there for a called strike against Emily Bojan. Taylor Tinsley pitched yesterday a complete game against Penn State. She's back out on the mound. Already getting her sign from catcher Alexis Ramirez. The 0-1 is going to be taken high this time, evening up the count at 1 apiece. So both of these teams trying to be the one that can go to the championship and take on number 1 seed Nebraska, who won earlier today over Indiana. The 1-1 pitch will be a called strike. A little bit of a late call there, but it's a pitcher's count for Tinsley. There's plenty of room to work with here.
Yeah, I think a key today, Adam, for Wisconsin is going to be to start fast. You don't want to fall behind in a hole against this UCLA offense because once they get momentum, they're pretty hard to stop.
Tinsley trying to heed your advice on this pitch. We'll watch it go high and out, evening up the count at 2 apiece. She was so effective against Penn State, who were just unable to get much going outside of their DP, Brooke Klosevich. Only 1 extra base hit allowed. 2-2 will be weakly fouled toward third, over towards the Bruins dugout. We'll see another pitch here. Before this leadoff DP, it's been a great season for an OPS over 1. More of a hit tool than a power tool, but trying to set the table here because just like yesterday, the Badgers know that they need to score early and often here. Tinsley's 2-2 will be just low. Count will run to full here. Tinsley will walk it off, look towards center. Jolena Lamar and try and find her footing here. Looking to start off these semifinals on the right note. The 3-2 is going to be lined to second, and it's going to get under Bragg. It's going to be an infield single. Bragg booted it at second. And the Badgers already have something brewing in the top of the first.
Really like that AB from Bojan there. She found herself down in the count 1-2, able to work it back to 3-2, foul a couple balls off, make Tinsley work. After she threw a lot of pitches against Penn State, make her work. A hard hit ball right at the second base, and unfortunately she can't make the play, but I like the approach here from the Badgers early on. So a
lengthy leadoff at bat brings a single and a runner on. First pitch to Hillary Blomberg is going to be grounded towards short. Throw to second will be in time for the out. Reaching safely at first is Blomberg, but I'm sure the Bruins are happy to trade a faster runner for a slower runner.
Yeah, that's the trade-off they'll make any day, and kind of commentators jinx right there. As soon as I praise them for having a long at-bat, they go and swing at the first pitch and get their lead runner chopped down. So I think it's going to be about maintaining the game for the Badgers and picking their spots better than that.
Jason Showalter, the Wisconsin native, with a runner on first, 1 away. Tinsley has her sign. First pitch is going to be a big cut, swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by that time. First whiff of the game for Tinsley, who was racking them up yesterday against Penn State, who were also on an underdog run just like Wisconsin that the Bruins put an end to. The 0-1 is going to be high and in. Count evens up here on Showalter. First baseman today, she has some of the best slug in this Badgers order. Outfield playing a few steps shy of the warning track. Infield playing back at a double play depth. Next pitch comes in. It's going to be fouled off. Another early swing over toward the concession stand. Tough time to be in line for a hot dog. Ball's coming right at you. One ball, 2 strikes. Blomberg off of first. Tinsley will deal here, and it will be fouled off again, nearly the same spot. Still too early. I mean, Noah, what can she do to slow down her bat and get back into this at bat?
Well, I think it's just a big game. So the big game adrenaline. We've been in big games before. The adrenaline kind of kicks in. You kick up your bat speed, kick up your blood pressure. So just take a brief breath, maybe step out of the box, take a timeout, kind of find yourself here.
1-2 from Tinsley is a big swing and a miss. Couldn't get her tempo set there. That's the first punch out of the day for Tinsley. And it'll bring up right fielder Kendra Lewis. It's potentially the last chance to make something of this first inning. Lewis, an elite contact bat in this order. An on-base percentage over .430. First pitch will run inside on her, forcing her to jump a little bit out of the way. This is a Wisconsin team that has some power, but typically tries to rely on just getting lots of hits in a row and trying to rally with small ball. Blomberg still off of first. The 1-0 from Tinsley will be low. It doesn't even make the plate. Back pick by Ramirez, but that's not in time. Blomberg on the bag safely. Already 2-0 on Lewis. One of the best counts that the Badgers have seen so far this game. Infield still playing back, especially Alina Garcia in the shortstop hole. The 2-0 comes in. It's going to be grounded sharply but foul, first base line. It just seems like these early swings have been throwing the Badgers off, Noah.
Yeah, 100%. They're just way too out in front right now. And I get it because you could come off a win against Oregon team here. Your confidence is running probably as high as it's been all season. But they just need to take a breath, find yourself, get your bat speed, get the placement, and just time the pitches because they're getting hard contact off of Tinsley, which is not something we see very often.
Tinsley's 2-1 will come in. It'll be a check swing and ruled a called strike. 2-2 now on the right fielder. And I mean, no, you make a great point that the Badgers ambushed Oregon A's Lindsey Grine yesterday, knocking her out before the first inning was even over. 2-2 comes into Lewis, weakly chopped. That ball will roll foul. Ramirez will return it to the mound. And I mean, Lindsey Grine was a near unassailable pitcher for any Big Ten team this year, especially when she pitched in College Park last, throwing 6 scoreless innings. 2-2 from Taylor Tinsley one more time. A check swing. Did she go? Appeal down to third. No, she did not. A borderline check swing call with some early ramifications here. It's going to be a full count. Tinsley will have to find another offering. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first in the final of 2 semifinal games. Next pitch comes in. It's going to be lined hard up the middle for a base hit. Stopping at second is Blomberg. And that check swing already pays off big time for the Badgers. They've got an early runner in scoring position here.
Yeah, I love that AB from Lewis. Similar to the one at the start of the game from Bojan. Working the count, finding a 3-2 count, not chasing at balls, and waiting for Tinsley to find something in the strike zone and waiting for your time. Getting the bat speed right to it is very important, Adam.
So Kaylee Whitten will try and keep that bat speed somewhat slow, knowing that all they need is a base hit here. As it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner at second. Emma King will take over for Hillary Blomberg. And this is your elimination game. You've got to be managing with all hands on deck. And right there, Wisconsin makes a winning move, trying to get as much speed as they can on the base paths. Kaylee Whitten still waiting after that pinch running delay.
I like this start here from Wisconsin, especially from Coach Yvette Healy going to the pinch runner. As we mentioned before, it's very important for the Badgers to start fast because once you get down to this UCLA team, they can turn it into a track meet. So I really like this move from Yvette Healy to get King on base.
2 great runners on. Taylor Tinsley laboring here in her second start in as many days. First pitch to Kaylee Whitten. Will be high and inside. No first pitch strike to work with here. Already behind in the count. (1-0) waiting for her sign. Not liking the first one from Ramirez. She'll instead settle for the second. The 1-0 comes in to Whitten. High and inside again. 2-0. For Tinsley, the strike throwing is not what it was like against Penn State yesterday, where she was mowing down Nittany Lions. The Badgers are making her work early. 2-0 will float low, does not find the zone. 3-0 here, 1 pitch away from loading the bases.
Loving this AB again. Loving this first inning for the Badgers. they're not beating themselves, Adam. They're not chasing out of the zone. They're waiting for Tinsley to come to her, and when she came to her, they've been ready.
3-0, let's see if she has the green light. She does not. It'll be a called strike. Tinsley with a pivotal pitch to get back into this at-bat. So the infield is still back. Alina Garcia trying to be a rover deep in the shortstop hole. Woolery and Alejandre just off their bags. Tinsley will deal, and it'll be popped up sky high, but it'll go into the crowd and bouncing all the way to one of the Big Ten softball tournament's new banners around the park, which Maryland Softball Stadium has gotten almost a full renovation, even if it's all decorative. They've got balloons, they've got new banners, they've got a new outfield branding. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Badgers trying to score early here. The pitch from Taylor Tinsley is going to be popped up sky high again. Alexis Ramirez calling for it. She will make the catch. A huge out for the Bruins. They keep the pesky Badgers off the board early, and they're going to come up to hit when we come back for the bottom of the first on WMUC Sports. Welcome back for the bottom of the first inning. UCLA Bruins versus Wisconsin Badgers. Riley Slimp, the first Bruin to get in the box today. First pitch from Bridget Herr will be in there for a called strike. Barrett Herr was dynamite, really, in relief yesterday against Oregon in Wisconsin's upset win over the Ducks. The 0-1 is going to be grounded into left field for a base hit. UCLA wasting no time. Riley Slimp immediately on, and that brings up Megan Grant, Noah.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you want to start to the game for the Bruins. You get out of a tough spot in the first inning, your leadoff hitter gets on for one of the best hitters in the nation, if we're being completely honest. Just a great piece of hitting there from Slimp, going the other way. And this is already danger if you're the Wisconsin Badgers.
This is where the order gets scary. An OPS near 2 on the season. Barrett Herr knows this will be the challenge. First pitch to Grant will not be a strike, just outside.
Another thing with this UCLA lineup, while they do have those 2 big bats at 2 and 3, there's really no break without the whole lineup.
No break, and Penn State learned that yesterday with 4 extra base hits from the top 5 in the order. 1-0 to Grant. Will be taken just low.
She doesn't want to pitch to her.
And not pitching to her has been a strategy some teams have elected to use, but Slimp is already off of first. Still a scoreless game. A run could be decisive. 2-0 to Grant. Will not find the zone again. Grant with her signature move, going down to that one knee, using her bat as a support between pitches. In a 3-0 count, we'll see if she has the green light. Big Ten's home run leader trying to get a championship ticket. Barrett Herr on 3-0 will watch one float in for a called strike. Grant was not thinking about swinging there. 36 home runs on the year. Homered in her first at-bat yesterday. 3-1. Will be ball 4. It's going to be a walk, a single, and a walk start off the day for UCLA. And it's going to bring up Jordan Woolery, Big Ten Player of the Year, with 2 on and no one out.
Like we said. And the more that this game goes on against this UCLA Bruins lineup, the more the Badgers are going to rue that first inning where they wasted it.
Badgers stranded 2 in the top of the first, unable to score off Taylor Tinsley. First pitch to Woolery is going to be popped up sky high. Shading under it, Hannah Conger, she'll make the play. A huge out against the Big Ten's best.
Yep, that's big. It's big for her and her confidence, no pun intended. But, once again, there's no break in this UCLA lineup. Just because the next hitter doesn't have 33 home runs is not the Big Ten Player of the Year doesn't mean she's any slouch.
Well, she had a home run when it counted, going deep yesterday, going back-to-back with Bri Alejandre. First pitch to Alina Garcia will be a check swing taken high. Garcia homered in a full count to make it 3 straight extra base hits when the Bruins ambushed the Nittany Lions in the first inning yesterday. The 1-0 will be taken for a called strike. Slimp was dancing off a second. She'll retreat back to the bag. Badgers trying to pull off a massive upset here against number 3 seeded UCLA. It'll have to rely on the pitching. 1-1 comes in. It won't find the zone. 2-1 now. A hitter's count with 2 runners on. Garcia, an elite hitter in her own right. Her numbers somewhat pale in comparison to the top 3 in this order. As another pitch will float high and out. And I mean, Noah, what do you think of the strategy just trying to pitch around these hitters right here?
I don't think it's a bad strategy. You know, you don't want to leave something fat over the plate for some of these hitters because it could be a 3-0 ball game in the top of the first. But she's waiting for Garcia or to make a mistake. And that's just it's not something the UCLA Bruins are prone to doing at the plate.
3-1 sails high. That's going to be a walk for Garcia. So no meatballs there, Noah, but also no outs. And it's just 1 on the board. Bases loaded for Bri Alejandre, who also homered in the first inning yesterday.
And that's the risk you run. When you're trying to pitch around these great hitters, they have to make mistakes. And if they don't, you're getting hurt no matter what.
And that's going to bring out Coach Yvette Healy out of the dugout to talk things over with Barrett Herr, who has already fallen behind. A pop out from Jordan Woolery, the only respite from this lethal order from UCLA. It was a leadoff base hit by Riley Slimp going opposite field toward left. Megan Grant worked a walk when it seemed like there was no intention to pitch to her. Jordan Woolery got aggressive early, popped it up sky high for Hannah Conger to make the catch at short. And then Alina Garcia just worked another walk. Bases are loaded here, 1 out. And scoring is something that both teams know is so important early. The Bruins want to try and end this game early if they can, knowing how much they were favored by seeding-wise. But the Badgers had a slugfest yesterday against Oregon. That's why they're here right now, and they're trying to prove that they can go all the way and take on Nebraska tomorrow.
Absolutely. I wonder to see how Herr will come out of this mound visit. Will she attack the zone, or will she just keep trying to pitch around these hitters and wait for them to make a mistake?
We'll have to see. She doesn't have a free base to work with. First pitch to Alejandre. Will be low, won't find the zone, no chase there. And I mean, Noah, you were talking about Wisconsin's discipline in the top half of this inning. What do you see in UCLA swing decisions here?
It's been amazing. When you see the statistics on the big board, you see the big home run numbers, you see the big OPS numbers.
The 1-0 is a check swing. It's going to be a called strike.
Apologies for that. You see the big home run numbers, you see the big OPS numbers, and those don't come without being an elite decision maker and swing maker as well. So even the big numbers from someone like Grant, her being able to take her 4 pitches without trying to crush her out of the ballpark, just kind of passes the baton because she knows she has great hitters behind her.
1-1 comes into Alejandre, who lines it hard into left. That ball's going to hang up, but it will drive home a run. It's going to be a sacrifice fly for Bri Alejandre. Riley Slimp scores. Bruins on the board first. They're up 1-0.
Obviously a run crosses, but I think if you're her, you take that any day. Well, it was hard hit. You get the out, you only 1 out away. It's only 1 run. It's not a base hit that could probably score 2 runs.
And that ball just did not have enough juice on it. This is a small park. Hitters love playing here when they come face Maryland. As Kanaya Bragg will come up to the dish. Runners on first and second, 2 away. First pitcher is going to be weakly chopped toward third. That ball is going to be foul. Home plate umpire calling it dead. So everyone's going to go back to their base. And for Bragg, she's looking for a bit of redemption after a leadoff base hit that is really right under her. The ball just rolling under her glove, but it was a tough play, so it wasn't ruled an error. But it's one of those where a sure-handed second baseman normally turns those outs.
Yeah, I mean, as a competitor, you always want to kind of get something that you did wrong back. So I wouldn't be surprised to see her come out swinging at this AB.
0-1 is going to drop in there for a called strike. Couldn't pull the trigger that time. And now Barrett Hurd just one strike away from limiting the damage to 1 here. Bragg's ready. Hurd's got her sign. The 0-2 is going to be taken just high and out. Bragg will see another. California native hitting an even 400 on the season. She had a single and a walk yesterday. That walk coming in the first inning against Penn State. The 1-2 is going to be fouled off too early on at that time, getting it off the end of the bat. We'll see another.
Going to be interested to see how her attacks this 1-2. This is one of the more favorable counts she's been in this inning. See if she tries to get Bragg to chase her. She's going to go pound the zone with the fastball.
Well, she's got her sign from Hillary Blomberg. The 1-2 comes in. It's going to be a check swing. No call inside. Wisconsin fans in disbelief at that call. Count is evened up here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. A pivotal pitch here as Wisconsin's trying to limit the damage. Here it is. It's going to be lined hard but foul again. Third base side too early again.
Yeah. Good mix of off speed there, though, from her. She's kind of keeping her guessing. She's thrown 2 off speed, about 3 fastballs. Thought that one clipped the zone earlier there, Adam, but Wisconsin fans certainly did.
And I mean, it's been 2 walks that have really put her in a bad spot, and it hasn't been hard contact yet. It was an issue for most teams facing UCLA this season, not yet so far. 2-2 one more time is going to be popped up sky high, foul toward third again. Bragg still too early on it.
Yeah, she's just got to take a deep breath. You can see she's a little bit, she's pressing a little bit after that error, not error, but drop ball in the first. So just kind of take a deep breath because she's on her pitches, but she just needs to take a deep breath and kind of figure herself out and her timing.
Can she time it up considering she's been squaring them up? We'll have a 2-2 one more time. An initial shake from her. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be lined hard but foul again. Third base line all the way to the left field corner. Retrieving it out there is the left fielder Riley Crane. We'll do it one more time. I mean, do you think the lack of deception, considering how many that Bragg has squared up, is not going Wisconsin's favor yet?
To be honest, Adam, I don't know how many more balls Bragg can square up without getting one in play.
2-2 is going to be outside. The count is run to full here. So after swinging at the last 4 pitches, Bragg lays off. Counts run to full. 1 pitch away from loading the bases for Alexis Ramirez.
Not only is Bragg doing a great job fouling off these pitches, she's also running up her pitch count.
3-2 comes in. It's going to be grounded on to first. The ball is bobbled. It's going to be a base hit. Coming around to score is Grant. Likely going to be called an E3 there. A costly mistake for Wisconsin. Doubles UCLA's lead.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. Bragg was squaring up every single ball. She finally waited a little bit, adjusted her bat speed, squared that one, a hot shot right at Showalter. A tough play, considering how hard that ball was hit, but one you'd expect her to make. And as we talked earlier, Adam, the Wisconsin Badgers can't shoot themselves in the foot here, and that's exactly what they've done in the top of the first.
So it's going to be ruled instead an error on the second baseman, a surprising decision there. First pitch to Alexis Ramirez will be high and out. Ramirez last game was 1 for 3 with a home run and a walk. That home run came in the 3rd inning, her 2nd time through. Runners are on 1st and 3rd here. Bruins trying to break it open early. 1-0 to Ramirez. Will float in there for a called strike, evening up the count. Dependable backstop has guided pitchers like Taylor Tinsley to the top of the Big Ten. 1-1 will be taken high and out. Almost a pitch out there to Blomberg. And I mean, Noah, do you think there could be a play in motion? Would Bragg try and steal second here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to get runners in scoring position early and often, especially with the bats in this lineup. I would be shocked if they don't send her in motion within the next 2 pitches.
The 2-1 will come into Ramirez. It'll be low. I mean, you might not need to steal if you can work walks. That's the other part of it. For her, she has just been laboring. It's going to be a call from Healy in the dugout to change the defense here as it's going to move Hannah Conger toward left. Next pitch comes into Ramirez. Going to be a called strike high outside corner. She's been passive this at bat, but it's still a full count here.
It'd be interesting to see. Sorry, my fault there, Adam. It'd be interesting to see how long of a leash her has in this game.
3-2, trying to extend her own leash. It will be high, ball 4, another walk in the inning. The bases reloaded, this time for Soo-Jin Berry.
I mean, I respect the motives behind their pitching staff and what their plan is pitching-wise, trying to avoid the zone. But then again, Adam, this is a Big Ten semifinal. You can't play scared of the UCLA Bruins. I know their lineup has done damage, but you have to believe in your pitching at some point and go after these hitters.
First pitch to lefty Soo-Jin Berry will be a called strike. Her going after her right there, and with the bases loaded, Wisconsin's trying to keep themselves in this game. They didn't have any meltdown innings to the Ducks yesterday, and that helped them outlast the Oregon for an upset win. Next pitch to Berry is socked toward left. That ball is high, it is deep, it is gone for a grand slam. Cash them all in, Soo-Jin Berry. The Bruins explode in the first inning for back-to-back days. Say hello to a 6-run first.
Yeah, I mean, she came after on that pitch, and Berry was ready for it. She took her the opposite way. Oh, great piece of hitting to go to the opposite left center field. And like you said, hitters park. Hitters love to come here. So they're right over that left center field wall. No chance for any of the outfielders. And a nightmare start for the Wisconsin Badgers.
It's been so much slug. That's 10 total runs just in the first inning in the tournament so far for the Bruins, who have broken it open early against Wisconsin, who is on a Cinderella run right now. Brings up Jolena Lamar, the 9th hitter to come up to the plate this inning. Only 2 outs. Barrett Hurd just trying to get back to the dugout, let the bats go and have a chance here. First pitch to Lamar is going to be lined hard into the glove of the second baseman Whitten. But that ends the inning. The Bruins explode once again, capitalized by a grand slam from Soo-Jin Berry. They're up 6-0. We'll head to the top of the second here on WMUC Sports.
We are back here on WMUC Sports. We have UCLA Bruins softball against the Wisconsin Badgers. Noah Kraft, Adam Lipman to the side of me. A 6-run first for the UCLA Bruins, Adam.
They exploded early. It was a grand slam from Soo-Jin Berry. That was the highlight moment. Now for Taylor Tinsley, she's just trying to keep things under control here.
Yep. First pitch from Tinsley. It's going to be inside. Olivia Bark at the plate. I mean, Adam, if you're Wisconsin, how do you even respond after that kind of a meltdown inning, nightmare start?
You got to stick to what you know. You already pulled off an upset against Oregon yesterday by sticking with small ball. That's what they got to go to right here.
Yep. 0-1 from Tinsley is hit hard in the air to left and over the head. On her way to second is Bark. The throw in is late. A perfect start for the Badgers after a nightmare first. They lead off the second with a double.
Slimp just got caught hanging in left. She did not get a good read on that ball going over her head. Why do small ball when you can slug? That's what the Bruins did to get in front early. And the Badgers are trying to match that off the bat of Olivia Bark.
Yeah, that ball was hit for as tall as Slimp is. That ball was hit like a missile. As now it's Danielle Lucy steps into the box. Chose bunt, it's foul. Interesting trying to get a runner in scoring position here, Adam.
I mean, honestly, no, I think that it's so big just to get your first run scored in this game. That was something that in the earlier semifinal today, Nebraska were just shutting down Indiana, who couldn't score a single run. So when you have that, it can get in your head. You can start pressing. Getting that first run off the board is so pivotal.
Tinsley's going to be the one trying to prevent that. She gets the sign, steps and deals. That one's flied right over our heads, foul. Lucy, the Wisconsin native, .299 average on the year, only 1 home run. The Badgers trail here 6-0 in the top of the second. Tinsley's ready, steps and throws. That ball hit Lucy. As she'll reach on the hit by pitch. And quickly 2 runners on here for the Badgers.
I mean, down 0-2 in the count, getting hit by a pitch like that, that is a gift for the Badgers, who now are going to turn it over to Riley Crane. And, I mean, this is not the best hitting part of their lineup, but if they can turn it over for the top, Badgers might have something brewing here.
You mentioned Riley Crane at the dish now. First pitch in there for strike 1. Crane, the 9-hitter, or excuse me, pardon me, the 8-hitter. No home runs on the year. But a big spot here, especially considering the Badgers had 2 on in the first, Adam. Tinsley kicks and deals. That one's dribbled in front of the plate. It'll be a foul. So we'll go to 0-2.
I mean, for Crane, she doesn't need to try and sell out for power here. I feel like if Wisconsin start pressing, they're not going to have that magic they did yesterday against Oregon, where they were just staying present, trying to treat the other team as their equal. And they ended up pulling off the upset, scoring double digits.
Tinsley's ready, kicks and deals. That one's grounded to third. Go to second for 1, and it's not, can't make the play. Run comes to the plate, and she'll score. A fielder's choice, I think it'll be ruled. Also an error on maybe they'll give the second baseman, but most importantly for the Badgers, a run crosses, and it's 6-1.
That throw from Alejandra was just offline. Bragg could have made the play, but it was just a tough catch to try and make. It'll lead to a run scoring, and defense already being such a pivotal point in this game, it's going to force a UCLA mound visit, Noah.
Yeah, and you have to say, Bragg's had kind of a rough game at second base, so there are 2 errors as they go to Hannah Conger, and just exactly the start you wanted to see. No outs, and they get a run across, Adam.
And this is what Wisconsin did yesterday. That's what they've done all tournament, where they're just trying to get chaos on the base paths, playing small ball, playing smart. If you want to try and pull out an underdog win, you compared them to David and Goliath earlier. If you want to take down Goliath, you got to find your slingshot. That's what the Badgers have done right here.
Yeah, and we talked a lot pre-game just about the Badgers kind of playing freely. I think especially when you're down 6 runs after 1, I think all the stress is kind of gone. You're kind of just playing with house money at that point.
And I mean, you've got that first run in, which I think is just so important, proving that, yes, we can score against Taylor Tinsley and we can score against UCLA. Now we just have to do it again. Getting that first one out of the way with 2 runners on and no one out is huge.
Let's see what Tinsley has in mind here as she deals to Hannah Conger. Gets the sign. First pitch is low in the dirt, and I think that hit Conger, and that'll load the bases.
Wow, a shocking display of poor command for Taylor Tinsley, who was lethal yesterday, has already hit 2 batters this inning. An error has helped extend it, but bases loaded. I mean, one swing here, Noah, makes it a 1-run ball game.
It's just the beauty of tournament softball, to be honest with you. As Emily Bojan steps into the box, she singled in the first inning, part of that 2-on situation they had. First pitch from Tinsley, in there for strike one. We've talked a lot about Wisconsin, what they need to do to kind of get back into the game. What does Tinsley need to do to get her head back in this inning?
Tinsley needs to be focused on throwing outside strikes. You want to be fishing for weak contact in a situation like this. You do have room to work with score-wise, but you don't want this game to get away from you.
Tinsley deals. That one's grounded. Hit Bojan herself. Foul ball. Move the count to 0-2.
When you go inside on small ball hitters, they could try and bunt on you. They could try and knuckle one into shallow left, let's say, for the righty swinging Bojan. So you want to be going outside, fishing for that ground ball to second.
Tinsley's ready. 0-2. Misses. That'll be 1-2. Bases loaded here for the Badgers, down 6-1 in the top of the second. Nobody out. You can see how aggressive they are sending first to third if Bojan's able to deliver a base hit. Tinsley's ready. Swing and a miss. Bojan goes fishing on an outside strike like you said, Adam. And there's one down here for Tinsley.
A pivotal pitch there for Tinsley, who goes outside. She tries to get the chase. If she didn't get it, that would be fine. She'd go in the zone again, but she gets the result she was looking for at the least risk possible.
Here comes Hillary Blomberg, the catcher. 15 home runs on the year. Tinsley's ready. Pitch is in there for a strike. I mean, if you're the Badgers, you'd be highly disappointed out of these first two innings to only come out with a run.
You have to capitalize here. These opportunities are not going to come too often against an elite pitcher like Taylor Tinsley.
Blomberg's ready. Tinsley's ready. She kicks and deals, and that one's outside. Move it to a 1-1 count. Bases are juiced here for Hillary Blomberg. Wisconsin dugout making some noise for the first time all game. Tinsley's ready. Pitch is fouled right at the UCLA dugout. A couple of them ducking for cover. As it'll be a 1-2 count here with one down for Blomberg.
Blomberg put a ball in play before, and I mean, right here, it's just about can she elevate the ball. Right field is being left wide open. Megan Grant does not have the best range defensively.
Tinsley's ready. Ball kicked and hit high in the air to center. Making the play. A run will score. It's 6-2 UCLA on the sacrifice fly there from Blomberg.
So she does elevate the ball, and it produces a run. Badgers are certainly hoping for more this inning, but after allowing 6, responding with at least 2, that is an encouraging sign that they can just try and keep chipping away. They'll need a stop on the mound, though, to try and do that.
That was Lamar making the play, pardon me. Tinsley's ready. First pitch to Showalter is grounded foul. Showalter had that play in the first where it's hit hard at her. Obviously, she didn't get scored with the error, but it's a play you thought she should have been making.
Well, it was an error actually charged to Kaylee Whitten at second because it deflected off her first, but 2 batters later, grand slam.
Showalter looking to get it back as Tinsley deals. That one's fouled behind us over the new Big Ten banner, as you mentioned. It'll be quickly 0-2 on Showalter. Exactly the kind of response you're looking to see out of Tinsley.
I mean, Showalter struck out swinging in a 1-2 count last time up. She really needs to shorten up, try and come through. She's in the 3-hole for a reason.
Tinsley steps and deals. Swing and a miss. Tinsley gets out of the jam. 2 runs do cross for the Badgers. It's 6-2 Bruins. We'll be back for the bottom of the second on WMBC Sports. Do not go anywhere. We're back here on WMUC Sports. UCLA versus Wisconsin. 6-2 game for the Bruins. New pitcher in is the right fielder, Lewis. So there's also a new left fielder in, Foster. And then Crane goes from left to right. So some defensive changes here for Yvette Healy. She looks to try and manage this Bruins lineup. As Riley Slimp is at the plate. She singled and came around to score in the first inning. One of the best leadoff hitters in college softball, hitting .450 on the year. 6-2 game for the Bruins. As Lewis, behind 2-0 in the count, deals the 2-0. And that one's outside to make it 3-0.
And walks were a serious problem for Wisconsin last inning. They issued 3 free passes that ended up all scoring thanks to a base hit and a grand slam.
See what Lewis has in mind on the 3-0. Interesting to see if Slimp has the green light. She kicks and deals. That one's in for a strike. Don't think Slimp had any idea of swinging there. So, Adam, after a 6-run first, how do you just kind of respond as an offense?
You got to be throwing strikes, trying to get weak contact. That was not successful last inning. Got to change it here.
3-1, swing and a miss. Slimp was early on the off speed as it's 3-2 now. And a big first swinging strike for Lewis.
Those are the kinds of whiffs that Coach Healy was hoping for when she made the call to the bullpen, rearranged the defense, needed a new look out of the pen.
Lewis is ready, step and throw. That one's dribbled fair by the home plate umpire. Fire to first and she's out. So a quick one down for Lewis. That's exactly what you see if you're Coach Yvette Healy.
And I mean, that ball is as borderline as it gets to being fair or foul, just out of the box and on that left field line. It was beautifully fielded by Blomberg, who threw a strike over to first. One big out, no one on for Megan Grant.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing about that out is you don't have her coming on with a runner on. Grant walked in the first, 36 homers as Lewis is ready for the 0-0, which is low.
I mean, right here, I think you can just afford to intentionally walk Grant. And yes, walks have been a problem, but it's just about managing contact. Grant is such a fearsome hitter. We've already seen a moonshot she's hit in this park this tournament.
See what Lewis has in mind on the 1-0. That one's drilled foul, first base line. We'll do it again at 1-1.
That was a bit of the home run swing there, Noah, trying to scoop it. And sometimes you want to just lay off that. That's not the best pitch you can drive. And when you're Megan Grant and you know how successful you can be in the zone, you don't need to be trying to hit in the shadow. Wait for something toward the heart. Make the most of it.
Grant obviously walked in the first, came around to score on the grand slam. See what Lewis has in mind, 1-1. That one's fouled back. And 1-2. A favorable pitcher's counted for Lewis. He just came in and made these UCLA hitters a little uncomfortable.
She's on the attack, unlike Barrett Hurd last inning, who walked Grant on 5 pitches. It's just an encouraging sign for the Badgers from Lewis, who is trying to get a key stop, knowing that Wisconsin just scored 2 runs.
Eyeball to eyeball with Lewis and Grant. Lewis steps through on the 1-2. That one's hit in the air to left. At the wall, it's gone. Megan Grant goes deep. 37 now home runs on the year. And she adds one more run to the Bruins lead as they lead 7-2.
Megan Grant waited for her pitch in the zone. Wisconsin couldn't pitch around her forever. The country's home run leader does it one more time. Another moonshot for Megan. And the Bruins have responded immediately with a run of their own, up 7-2.
I mean, Adam, we talked so much about Lewis and that at-bat kind of going at her. There's kind of like a double-edged sword to that where you want to go out and make the at-bat competitive, but when you make the at-bat competitive against Megan Grant, that's often the result.
Between a rock and a hard place, I think, Noah, where you either allow the walk or you take the risk, hoping that maybe Grant can make an out. Did not go the Badgers' way that time.
So all that hard work from Wisconsin in the second almost instantly erased as they restore a 5-run lead, the Bruins. As up comes Jordan Woolery, who actually had 2 on in the first and popped out. One of the rare mistakes made by this Bruins lineup so far.
Big surprise from the Big Ten's Player of the Year. I would not expect something like that to happen again.
Lewis kicks and deals to Woolery. That one's high. Like 2-0. Can't see an empty seat here in College Park for this Big Ten tournament semifinal. A great turnout by both teams, fans-wise. So Lewis is ready for the 2-0. Pitch is low. Seems back to that strategy. Lewis seems a little bit shaken up after the home run to Grant. Doesn't seem like she really wants to pitch to Woolery. Which honestly, Adam, I don't really blame her.
I don't think we can blame her in the slightest. I mean, Woolery is one of the fiercest bats in the country, and especially the Big Ten.
3-0 from Lewis. That one's in there for a strike. Woolery thought about that one, pulled back in the end. 5.09 average for Woolery. 33 homers, only trailing Megan Grant, who now has 37 after her previous home run today. As Lewis is ready for the 3-1, that's a walk. Ball 4 is in the dirt, and Woolery is on. So 1 on, 1 out. That'll bring up Garcia, who walked in the first. Walks have been an issue so far for the Wisconsin Badgers.
4 walks already in just 4 outs. And I mean, no, I'm looking at the scoreboard. The Bruins have 7 runs on 3 hits. The Badgers have 2 runs on 3 hits. It's been a difference of walks in the score.
As we talked about earlier, we talked about pregame. Big key for the Badgers is just not shooting yourself in the foot, and that's exactly what they've done in these first 2. Lewis deals to Alina Garcia. First pitch is a ball. Not sure the Wisconsin fans are very happy about it. Lewis deals 1-0. Garcia shows bunt. That was going to be foul ball. It looked to tag Garcia after she bunted it right on the elbow.
I mean, when you've seen a play be so close like the leadoff at bat in this inning when Riley Slimp just had one barely on the line, if you're Hillary Blomberg, you want to try and get any outs you can. You don't want your error to be a reason that an inning goes on for longer.
1 on, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike as they deal. Swing and a miss by Garcia. Big cut there. So Lewis gets it to 1-2.
Just completely guessed wrong there. Now Garcia not in a favorable count, and there's some flexibility for Lewis, who has a chance to try and work out of trouble and limit the damage here.
1-2. That one's hit hard at first. Made the play by Schumacher. Diving to first. Safe. Wisconsin thought it was a double play as Schumacher looked to prone to the bag. And she thought she got there first, Adam.
And it looks like we might have a challenge here. No, that was such a bang-bang play, and it does seem like the umpires are going to review it. Looked like Yvette Healy initiated that challenge right away, knowing how crucial a double play like that could be, and it does look like the umpires are going to go over to review.
Yeah, a hot shot off the bat of Garcia. Showalter.
So, I mean, an inning after Showalter bobbled the ball and it led to the inning going on longer, eventually the grand slam by Sujin Berry. This could be a pivotal defensive play just to limit the damage. Let the Badgers hit again. Taylor Tinsley was laboring last inning, allowed 2 runs, had to strand a few runners on base. You want to try and keep that pressure on. A long layoff, if the Bruins keep hitting, would help her ease off, get ready for the next inning, and potentially go the distance.
Yeah. I thought, and I don't know about what you saw from up here, but I thought she got the tag down on the base before Woolery was back on the bag, Adam.
It looks so bang-bang. I mean, Woolery was just sticking that front foot out to try and get it back on the bag, and it was a full extension dive by Showalter with her glove, and with the double base, that can be somewhat helpful, but honestly, we can tell how close it was based on how long it takes to review this call. Umpires are still looking it over.
Yeah, very lengthy review for the umpires, but I respect it. They want to get the call right at the end of the day.
And it's just such a close play. I mean, the longer it goes on, also the harder it is to be overturned. If it's that close, they're likely to just defer to the original decision. But the Badgers are trying to keep things light. They're all gathered, even the outfielders on the infield just ahead of the mound. And Bruins are in their dugout thinking things through, and such a close game. I mean, both of these teams know that their seasons are on the line, especially Wisconsin, who really, if they could go all the way, that would be an automatic NCAA qualifier. team like UCLA probably has that locked up. Same thing with Nebraska. So who gets the most out of winning this just logistically? It would be Wisconsin.
Absolutely. A very lengthy review as we've been laboring here for about a minute or two. But I just want to point out that play by Showalter, not double play or not, to get down and catch that ball, and not only to get down and catch that ball, but then have the wherewithal to try and dive to the bag. It's tremendous.
I mean, that was lined hard into the glove, and it was just a great heads-up reaction there to stick out her glove. I mean, that ball was just going to be tickling the right field line, really, if it dropped, and it could have been extra bases knowing the speed of Garcia. Regardless, Garcia is out. The line out is not in question. It's just, is Jordan Woolery, who was at first at the time, also out in what would be an inning-ending double play here in the bottom of the second?
Not only would be an inning-ending double play, but then again, it limits the Bruins to only 1 run as opposed to 6, which we saw earlier.
I mean, the Badgers just put up 2. They have 4, 5, and 6 due up in their order, of which 2 of those hitters have already reached base safely today. That would be from a single by Kendra Lewis and a leadoff double by Olivia Bark, who scored the first run for the Badgers.
I must say, Adam, this is one of the longest reviews I've ever seen.
It's just such a close play. I mean, the stakes have never been higher for these teams all season long. I mean, it's just about getting a chance to play Nebraska, who were the favorite and have been favorited the entire tournament. They were the Big Ten's regular season champions, #1 seed in this tournament, already taken down Michigan, already taken down Indiana. But these 2 teams want a chance to try and pull off the upset.
Interesting why they, as we know, College Park, you said, had a big kind of a major renovation for this tournament, include bringing in the video board. You wonder why they're not playing the play on the video board.
I think they're just trying to look it over. They might not have it accessible up there, but it's just such a close call. But it does look like a decision has been made.
We'll wait from the umpires to see if this will be any inning double play. Woolery is out. A double play tremendously turned by Showalter. Inning is over. UCLA get 1 on the home run from Grant. 7-2 game on Bruins up over the Badgers. We'll be back for the top of the third on WMUC Sports.
Welcome back to WMUC Sports. Our coverage of the Big Ten softball tournament continues here in the top of the third. In the final of 2 semifinal games, the UCLA Bruins hold a 7-2 lead over the Wisconsin Badgers. We're trying to continue their underdog run. Taylor Tinsley back out for a 3rd inning of work. She has pitched every inning so far for the Bruins, taking on 4, 5, and 6 in the Badgers order. First pitch to Kendra Lewis will drop in low. 1-0 now on the right fielder turned pitcher.
Yeah, Lewis obviously on the bump, and a huge boost for momentum for the Badgers after that double play by Showalter. We saw their whole stand right in front of us kind of erupt in cheers.
1-0 from Tinsley is a big sword there. Ugly hack. Gonna even up the count of 1 apiece.
Fooled her there with the. She thought she'd expect the fastball all the way.
I think that's the craziest swing I've seen the entire tournament, Noah. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Infield playing back for the Bruins. Tinsley will deal. It's going to be fouled off. A low changeup just catching the tip of the bat. 1-2 now.
Yeah, Lewis has just got to calm down. As you said about that swing, it's not what wins at this level. So just kind of take a deep breath. Obviously, you're on the mound and pitching. It's pretty hard to be in both minds there. So
had a base hit her last time up. The 1-2 will be taken low. Lays off the changeup that time. Little bit of a practice swing there. Count evened up at 2 apiece. Trying to provide her own run support and claw the Badgers out of a 5-run hole here.
We've seen the Badgers have big success when they've been making Tinsley throw strikes rather than chasing them.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Tinsley looking for a chase. Her pitch is going to be low. No bite that time. Lewis has worked the count full.
Badgers have done a great job. This is like 3rd or 4th time, I believe, they've been in a full count and been able to kind of weather the storm of maybe falling behind 0-2 as Lewis did.
Forcing Tinsley to labor. The 3-2 is going to be just weakly fouled first base side. Jordan Woolery will come collect by the Wisconsin dugout. Fires it back over to Tinsley. And it's an interesting outfield shift. Megan Grant playing the furthest back, worried about a ball over her head from the lefty swinging Lewis. Other outfielders closer toward the middle of the grass. 3-2 one more time. It's going to be grounded to second. Bragg's got it. Throw over to first in time. 1 away.
Yeah, good for Bragg. Kind of just, clear her head, make a play. She's had two rough plays hit to her already, so good for her to be so sure-handed there. I
mean, it's been quite. Defense has really defined her day. She reached on an error. She's had a misplay right there. She gets a big put out to get out the leadoff runner. Kaylee Whitten popped out with runners in scoring position first time through. First pitch to her here will float in for a called strike on the second baseman.
Tinsley's been doing really well the first 3 pitches of the at-bat to get strikes, but it seems the further she goes on, pitches 4, 5, and 6 is where she's kind of struggled at them.
Discipline from the Badgers coming through, like you mentioned earlier, Noah. Next pitch is going to be a big swing and a miss, just overpowering the fastball that time. 0-2 hole for Whitten here.
Yeah, that was fire on fire right there, and Tinsley's fire was absolutely flaming right as soon as it left her hand.
Even though she pitched a full game yesterday, as the 0-2 comes in, it's going to be grounded foul toward third. Alejandre just a step away from making that play. But, I mean, Tinsley has labored. She pitched the entire game against Penn State yesterday. She's being tasked with today, and if UCLA are to advance, it would likely be her tomorrow as well, emptying the tank for this Bruins team that is really – that pitching staff is defined by her. It's a drop-off after that with some of their other options. They lost a few players in the transfer portal, as it looks like Whitten's going to call time here, try and reset in an 0-2 count. Practice swing, steps right back in, trying to square up, stay alive in this at-bat. 0-2 from Tinsley is going to be just taken low under the zone. A tough take there, Noah.
Yeah, stone cold take right there, It's almost one of those where they're kind of caught in 2 minds. Do I swing? It's a good pitch from Tinsley. It keeps them in 2 minds. She's working her pitch count up to 50 already through 3 innings, so interesting to see how much longer release she has.
The 1-2 is going to be fouled right back early there. Staying alive here is Whitten. I mean, that pitch count, as we've seen all game, that the Bruins have had 2 relievers going in their bullpen, so they're really expecting Tinsley to stay in until she runs into trouble. But so far, trouble has not come for her too hard yet. 1-2 will float in just low again. Another tough take that goes Wisconsin's way.
Yeah, man. You got to look. As you mentioned earlier, Tinsley's kind of throwing, I guess that was inside, but the previous pitches up. She's trying to nibble the corner. And when you nibble, you really get these hitters caught in 2 minds. I would be shocked to see a fastball right here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Check swing. It's going to be another punch out for Taylor Tinsley. number 4 on the day, just froze Whidden right there. And with 2 outs, she'll rematch against Olivia Bark.
She fooled me and Whidden on that one. We both were expecting fastball. Whidden had no idea what to swing at when she threw the changeup.
Olivia Bark led off the top of the second with a double. First pitch to her is going to be in there for a called strike. But that double fired up the Badgers, who were able to mount a 2-run rally thanks to a defensive miscue by Kanaya Bragg on an errant throw by Brie Alejandre. 0-1 from Tinsley. It's going to be lined hard up the middle and through for a base hit. Second hit of the day for Olivia Bark. Badgers stay alive for another hitter this inning.
Yeah, Bark absolutely smoked that ball. For second time through the order, she's absolutely smoked Tinsley twice. I know there's been 2 home runs on the day, but you can make a fair argument and say that Bark has had 2 of the hardest hit balls today.
Squaring them up, just not with that lunge angle to find the fences. Danielle Lucy up for the second time. First pitch to her is going to be popped up sky high. Woolery calls for it. She'll make the catch and foul ground, and the inning is over. Another hit by Olivia Bark, but the Badgers are not able to make anything of it. Bruins still hold a 7-2 lead. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Stick with us on WMUC Sports.
Like Bobby can drive down the road once and know everything. And I'm like,
Like, I don't know what everything's supposed to happen.
I'm just like, I never do shit.
You ready?
Nope.
WMUC Sports continues tournament coverage. Bottom of the third inning between the UCLA Bruins and the Wisconsin Badgers. UCLA is up 7-2. They're going to send out 5, 6, and 7 in their order to try and extend that lead. Reliever Kendra Lewis, summoned out from right field, lent her a second inning of work, facing Brie Alejandre for the first time. First pitch to the third baseman is going to be fouled right back. Early swing there. Alejandre, her first time up, recorded a sacrifice fly to left. That was part of a 6-run first inning for the Bruins, driving in the first run of the game, and then a grand slam blew it open. 0-1 on the third baseman. No OPS over 1.1. Lewis deals. It will float in for another called strike. Quickly 0-2 here. And no, we were talking about there's no margin of error for Wisconsin.
Yeah, but I think when you're down 5 runs to an offense as potent as this, you got to kind of take it batter for batter. You know, you can't be looking up at the scoreboard. You just got to get quick outs.
0-2 is popped up sky high. That's going to go just toward first base side and into the seats.
You got to take it batter by batter, get quick outs, make smart decisions, keep the ball in front of you if you're the defense behind Lewis, and just kind of hope they don't hit it over your head.
It's an aggressive outfield shift. Left center is being left wide open for the righty swinging Alejandre. But on the infield, Hannah Conger is shaded over toward Olivia Bark at third. So really just that entire left center, whether it's infield and outfield, is being left completely wide open for Alejandre, who, if she pulls a ball, it could be a triple.
Yeah, I think you could land a helicopter in the space they've left open for her.
Outfielders are playing deep here. Infielders deep as well. Pitch comes in, taken low. 1-2 on the third baseman. Alejandre already has an errant throw in this game defensively. She did make up for it with that sacrifice fly. Went 1 for 4 yesterday against Penn State with a home run. Lewis kicks back and deals. 1-2 is going to be hit hard toward left. That ball is high. It is deep. Will it stay fair? Yeah. No, it will not. A late call at third base from the umpire will deny Alejandre of her second home run in as many days. She'll quietly jog back over to the box.
Yeah, we've seen 2 home runs today, and I think that was longer than both of them put together. That was an absolute moonshot off the bat of Alejandre. Just foul. I mean, if you could see the maybe like a meter foul.
I mean, if you're Lewis, you're breathing a deep sigh of relief that that ball did not go fair, but Alejandre has shown off her A swing. Can she get another one here? Lewis kicks back. 1-2 comes in again. It's going to be popped up again. First base side. Alejandre will see another.
Yeah, if you're Lewis, your heart probably just dropped all the way to your feet. So just kind of taking a deep breath. You still got 2 strikes on Alejandre, only 1 ball. So you're just trying to look, maybe get some weak contact, which is something the UCLA Bruins don't ground into a lot.
We'll see what Lewis can do here. She's got a sign that she likes from Hillary Blomberg. Double checking it to make sure. In comes the 1-2 one more time. It's going to be just low under the zone. Bruins dugout likes that call. It's going to even up the count at 2 apiece.
Lewis seems much more willing to attack these hitters. But once it gets to 2 strikes, she kind of reverts back to the style that her was going.
2-2, taken low again one more time. No bite on this low fastball, and it's worked the count full against Alejandre.
I know it's risky because obviously this UCLA Bruins team could show they could take any pitch for a home run. But at what point do you try and get some high heat in there so you could just blow it by their bat?
3-2, trying to blow it by. It will not. It'll run inside, frustrating the Wisconsin section of the crowd. A leadoff walk for Alejandre. And Kanaya Bragg will square up at the plate for the second time.
Yeah, just once again, as we talked about, the game plan for the Bruins has been there all night. They've been laying off breaking ball after breaking ball, and they've teed off on 2 fastballs for their home runs. So just phenomenal. But if you're the Badgers, you can't stick to this game plan of breaking ball after breaking ball because you're just going to get more runners on base.
Left center still wide open for Kanaya Bragg. You're right, Noah. There's just not much error to work with here. His first pitch will sail high and in on the second baseman, almost plunking her in the backhand.
Yeah. They're not attacking the zone, and I get it because this lineup is probably the best in the conference in terms of power. But they have 7 runs on 3 hits, Adam.
It is a lopsided scoring differential as that second pitch will float in for a called strike. Lewis battles back into this at-bat. Count evened up here at 1 apiece. It's the bottom of the 3rd inning. A leadoff walk to Bri Alejandre has a runner on here. Bruins up 7-2. 1-1 to Kanaya Bragg. Is going to be hit hard toward right center. That ball is deep. It is gone for a 2-run shot. Kanaya Bragg moves past the error. She's got a home run of her own. She joins the party, her first this tournament. And the Bruins are up 9-2, just pouring it on the Badgers.
Yeah, I mean, if you recall her last at-bat, Adam, we were talking about how many balls she squared up and was just a tad bit earlier, a tad bit late. There was perfect on that one. Took it right deep to center field, almost took out the cameraman.
And you make a great point, Noah. That second time through the order adjustment, we saw first time through she was struggling with it, getting the timing set. When you've got such an elite hit tool that you can square up anything, you can make them pay.
That looks to mark the end for Lewis.
So Lewis will exit this game. Badgers make another call to their bullpen. We'll have that new pitcher for you when we come back on WMUC Sports. Still in the bottom of the third here on WMUC Sports. A two-run blast by Kanaya Bragg knocks Kendra Lewis off the mound. Enter new reliever Jordan Felci, tasked with trying to keep this competitive, as the first pitch to Alexis Ramirez will be in there for a called strike. Bragg picked up her first home run of the tournament, and so too Jordan Felci makes her first appearance this tournament. First time pitching since May 3rd against Rutgers. 3 runs in 1 inning in a home game, the final series against Rutgers, and before that, an inning and 1 earned in 1 inning against Rutgers. And she's been working in short relief primarily, not going over 3 innings all season. The next pitch comes into Ramirez. It is going to be a called strike just at the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, I think short innings is exactly what the Badgers need, to be honest with you, Adam. They can't really be thinking big picture about getting length. They just need to get out of jams, because they've let up runs in every single inning so far.
You know, I look at the hits column, 4-4, but I look at the score column, 9-2 Bruins. It's really been a game of walks and slug.
Yeah.
1-1, taken low, bouncing off the knee of Blomberg. Hitters count here for Ramirez, and we are in the 3rd inning, so still somewhat early in this game, but for the Bruins, they're just 1 run shy of being in run rule territory. Badgers would have to really hit to try and fight their way out of that hole.
Yeah, no doubt that'll be on the Bruins' mind, especially with...
2-1 comes in, it's lined hard toward right center. That ball's going to drop, it's going to go all the way to the wall. Taking a big turn and stopping there is Ramirez at first. Another base hit greets the new reliever out of the bullpen. Bruins bats just don't want to stop.
They never will. They haven't all season. This lineup, as we mentioned before the game even started, there's no break. There's no let up. There's no, okay, we can pitch to her. There's no one you want to pitch to out of this UCLA Bruins squad.
I mean, on paper, Sujin Berry, who's coming up to the plate for the 2nd time, would be that hitter you want to attack. But Wisconsin learned that that's actually not what we want to do. Picking up a grand slam back in the 1st. Up again with no one out and a runner off first. First pitch to the designated player, runs inside, but for a called strike. How much she could do there. I mean, that pitch is impossible to drive if you're a lefty. Yeah,
left-on-left matchups kind of change the whole dynamic of your swing decisions. And I think this is part of the reason why Coach Yvette Healy brought Felci into the game, is for this left-on-left matchup.
The 0-1 to Berry will be a check swing, taken for another called strike. Wary to pull the trigger left on left, and she has excelled more when she's had the platoon advantage. Good hitter in her own right, OBP over 400, but next to some of these other names that the Bruins have, pales almost in comparison. 0-2 is weakly grounded over toward third. That ball is going to be foul. Running it out fully was Ramirez. She'll retreat back to first. Such a close play. I mean, we've had so many just right down the line. It was that challenge on the line out turn double play when it was overturned. We've had that ground out from Riley Slim just on the line. I mean, they're playing close to the margins here.
Yeah. A lot of hard hit balls towards the corners.
0-2, Felci looking for a put-away pitch to Barry, will run high and in. DP will see another. Alexis Ramirez, one of the slower runners in this lineup, is off of first. She represents the 10th run for the Bruins that would put them in run rule territory. The 1-2 will be hit hard but too high. Hanging up there for Mackenzie Foster. She makes the play, 1 out.
That's what you want to see out of Felci. Not thinking about the runner on first at all. That batter's gone, it's over. She's trying to get quick outs, getting them to hit weak contact. That's one of the only times this game that the Bruins have hit for weak contact.
I mean, it's second time that Barry went opposite field, going left toward left field, but she was too under it, couldn't square it up. That brings up Julina Lamar. Lined out right into the glove of Kaylee Whitten her first time up. First pitch to her is going to be weakly grounded right back to Felci. Throw over to first will be in time. 2 quick outs for the lefty out of the pen.
Yeah, it's big out. You don't want Lamar 2 on for the top of this order when it turns over. Obviously, you don't want anybody on when you're to the top of this order, but you give yourself way more margin for error with 2 outs.
So Riley Slimp up to the plate for the 3rd time. Alexis Ramirez took second on that ground out by Lamar. Slimp had a leadoff single to start things off for the Bruins, but grounded out to Hillary Blomberg last time up. First pitch left on left is going to be in there for a called strike. And I think the platoon advantage here for Felci is making her more confident to go in zone for called strikes.
Felci's been one of the more, we've talked about Lewis and her being kind of polar opposites in terms of aggression. Felci's been a nice balance of.
The 0-1 is in there for another called strike, pumping in the fastball again.
She's had a nice balance of going after the pitch, trying to get that first pitch strike. I think she's got the first pitch strike on almost every hitter she's gone against. But also then not challenging them in hitters' counts like a 1-2 or a 3-2 count.
0-2 looking for a put away. It'll just drop low. Slimp didn't bite that time. 1-2 now.
I mean, you have to say about the discipline of these Bruins hitters has been absolutely tremendous. For a lineup with as big as numbers as they have and as much accolade as they have, they've never wavered from the game plan so far.
1-2 to the leadoff left fielder. In comes the pitch. It's going to be taken high, almost by the head of the tall Slimp. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Alexis Ramirez off of second, representing a pivotal run. The run that would put the Bruins in run rule territory. Felci gets her sign from Blomberg. In comes the 2-2. It's going to be taken high and outside again. Count runs to full here. Megan Grant awaits on deck.
Not the sight you want to see if you're a Wisconsin Badger fan.
Felci trying to end the inning here. Rocks back and forth. The 3-2 is going to be lined up the middle and through for a base hit. Ramirez around third. She will come in to score. It's a base hit for Riley Slimp. An RBI single gives the Bruins their 10th run of the game. They're in run rule territory with Megan Grant coming up to the dish.
Yeah, I think Slimp, one of the more underrated players in the Big Ten. Obviously, you look at who she's hitting in front of and their numbers. But I don't think those numbers are half as possible without Slimp. She's kind of what I view as like the point guard of this offense. You know, she's going to want to get on base.
Well, if she's the point guard, Megan Grant's the LeBron. Already 2 home runs in this tournament and 3 walks to her name. Trying to cash in again. First pitch to her will not find the zone, just out. She'll do her signature lunge almost like a knight falling on her sword. Not yet giving up this battle. 1-0 here. Left on left, Felci trying to find the out. The pitch will sail high and outside, wanting no part of Grant's powerful bat. the third time she's hit in as many innings. A walk in the first, scoring is the first run of this game. A home run in the second, a solo blast that time. With Slimp first, the 2-0 comes in. It's going to be taken for a called strike. Felci finding the zone, getting back into this at-bat. Grant won't go down to a knee. She'll hold the bat with 2 hands. Take a deep breath in and out. The country's home run leader trying to punch a championship ticket. Hitters count for her. In comes the 2-1. It's going to be taken high and out again. Blumberg preventing it from going to the backstop. 3-1. I mean, Noah, would you just try and walk Grant, or would you try and go in the zone again?
No, I think you try and walk her. I think Woolery is a great hitter, and you have to respect her, but she hasn't hurt you as bad as Megan Grant has today. As great as her statistics has been.
3-1 will be taken for a called strike just at the bottom of the zone. Grant thought it would be a walk. She'll go to a knee this time. Such a borderline call there. It's been a lot of close calls early in this game. The final of 2 semifinal games, awaiting a meeting with Nebraska tomorrow. The 3-2 to Grant. Taken high and out. It'll be a walk. Runners on first and second for Big Ten Player of the Year Jordan Woolery, who, as Noah mentioned, has been uncharacteristically quiet tonight. 0 for 1 with just a walk.
We saw her kind of in her first at-bat kind of look, seemed like she was pressing a bit, swung at a ball that she didn't need to swing at.
Yesterday she had a double and an intentional walk in a 1 for 3 day. Riley Slimp is off second. Megan Grant off first here in the bottom of the third. Jordan Felci trying to end this inning. First pitch to Woolery is going to be fouled off. Just ran inside on her bat. 0-1.
It's almost at this point, if I'm one of the UCLA batters, I'm not swinging until there's 2 strikes.
Interesting.
The Badgers have shown such a reluctancy to throw strikes, unless they're obviously foul balls or swinging. See what Woolery has in mind.
0-1. Lined up the middle and throw for a base hit. Coming around to score is Slimp. Heading to third and stopping there is Grant. And the ball gets away. Advancing to second on that errant throw is Woolery. Runners are going to be on second and third here, as it looks like we're going to have another challenge. I mean, Noah, what did you see on that play that they might be looking over?
Hot shot on Woolery, and Yvette Healy is furious. She's saying the ball came off the pitcher, off the base hit. Umpires are going to take a look.
So the umpires are talking things over, not going over to the DV Sport replay yet to take a look at what just happened. It appeared to be a single up the middle, perhaps deflected by Jordan Felci, but regardless, that ball was not caught. It was not foul. It was a fair line drive that went all the way into center field. It scored Slimp as it stands now. That would make it 11-2. Grant would be on third. Woolery on an errant throw from Danielle Lucy in center advanced to second. So the umpires are still talking it over, and now they're going to brief Yvette Healy on their decision.
Healy, I heard her from up here twice yell, "It hit her, it hit her." And I did see that the ball was smoked off the bat, obviously, by Woolery, and it did seem to dribble a bit in center field. So
it did look like a deflection. I think everyone can agree it was deflected, but a deflected ball doesn't mean it's just going to be an out. You have to catch it, and if Healy believes that the catch was made, that is not the case. It was not ruled that way by any umpire. She did not have possession of it. There was no transfer for her to lose it on. So
looks like they're going to go look at it, though.
And it does appear that the challenge will be in order. Oh, and they're going to rule that there was interference potentially preventing a clean play from being fielded. I don't know about this challenge. No, I think this is a very surprising move that I don't think you would see if this game was close.
I'm confused as to interference on who?
I believe that they're saying there might have been interference from one of the runners, potentially colliding with Hannah Conger, who did not appear shaken up, and the ball ultimately was not thrown to her, but the argument might be getting made that Megan Grant, who was rounding second, potentially got in the way, or it might have been Riley Slimp, who was originally on second, who came around to score. So this is the second challenge in this game. First one did go the Badgers' way. They overturned a line out where Jordan Woolery was ruled initially safe back at first into a double play. So Yvette Healy is going to play that card again. I mean, as it stands, this 11th run is not so pivotal. I mean, it does, if it is overturned, it would help the Badgers try and extend this game, because right now, if they are unable to score any more runs, this will be a 5-inning affair.
Yeah. I don't know what it's worth if you saw this too, but as Grant was rounding second, her and Conger kind of both pulled up, and I saw the second place umpire signal safe.
And, I mean, that initial ruling is likely what Yvette Healy is upset about, that she believes Conger was interfered with. But honestly, no, I don't think that, since she was shaded toward third and that ball was just to the left of second base, that's not a play that a shortstop can make there. If she was in the normal traditional shortstop hole, sure, I could believe that she'd have the range to get there and get the put out at first. But right now, it's unlikely that this call gets overturned. This lengthy replay only furthering that. Badgers are just talking things over. Outfielders came all the way in, trying to just stay light and easy. You're trailing 10-2, trying to continue your miracle run. It's been 2 upsets. The first was against Purdue, who had Mariah Poehler, player with the highest batting average in the Big Ten. They're knocked out in an upset. Yesterday, Oregon ace Lindsey Grine, nearly unassailable all season long, gets knocked out in an inning. She would later come back in that game, but allowed more runs when she came back. It was such an uncharacteristic showing, getting to one of the best pitchers in the country, and I would say a top 3 pitcher in the Big Ten. And now
Absolutely.
It just has not gone their way tonight against the Bruins, who have just been slugging, loving this Maryland Park. It looks like we have a decision here on the challenge, and we will await it from the umpires. And the call will stand. There was no interference on the play. I think that's the right call there, Noah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And it's not what Wisconsin fans wanted to hear. But what does that mean? Riley Slimp scores. It's an 11-2 ball game. Megan Grant is on third. Jordan Woolery advanced to second on an errant throw by Danielle Lucy. So 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs on Alina Garcia, who is the 9th hitter of this 4th inning. 3rd inning.
It's incredible how it seems like there's been two outs forever, and how the Bruins have been able to extend this inning.
First pitch left on right is going to be a called strike against Garcia. She had that line out that turned into a double play last time up. A walk in the first, where she would later score. Trying to cash in 2 more runs here. The 0-1 will be another called strike low inside. She'll drop to a half squat. A little bit disappointed with that call. Already in an 0-2 hole. Now Felci is trying to battle back. The challenge didn't go the Badgers' way. Can Felci find her way out of it? The 0-2 comes in. It's going to be fouled off. We'll see another pitch.
Yeah, good battle there from Garcia.
So on the play for Woolery, they ruled it a double, in fact. So no errant throw by Lucy. So another extra base hit, another double. Second double this tournament for Woolery. 0-2 to Garcia is going to be weakly lined toward left. Conger will catch it on a running grab. They might have said that she didn't have interference, but right there she doesn't need any. Getting the final out of the inning, but the Bruins pour it on again. They're up 11-2 as we head to the 4th inning. Stay with us on WMUC Sports.
We are back here on WMUC Sports. I'm Noah Kraft, next to me Adam Lipman. An 11-2 game in favor of the UCLA Bruins going up against the Wisconsin Badgers. Run rule territory for the Bruins here as we start the top of the fourth. Adam, what do the Badgers need to do to get out of the hole?
The Badgers first have to make sure this game doesn't end early on them. That means they need to score at least 2 runs here, and that's a tall order considering they only have 2 runs through the first 3 innings and on 4 hits. So they had a rally in the second. That relied on 2 hit-by pitches though, Noah. That's not exactly a sustainable offensive model. So right now, they need to try and change things up. It is 8-9-1 in their order, and you've got to just try and focus on the contact that brought you to this point. They've pulled off 2 upsets. If they want to get a third, they're going to have to start hitting. They're going to have to start hitting right here.
It's going to be tough with Tinsley back on the mound here for the fourth. Struggled a bit in that second inning, as you mentioned, but she's been lights out ever since. First pitch for him is low for ball 1. Riley Crane at the dish for the Badgers. She reached on an error, but also scored a run in the second. Tinsley's ready, stretch and deal. That one's low to make it 2-0.
I mean, when you're Tinsley, you have this flexibility now because you can give up a run and this game could still end in 5, and you just are trying to fire strikes in, but you know that it's not highest leverage.
Tinsley deals 2-0. That one, check swing, hit the bat of Crane. It'll be foul.
It's probably the most disappointing kind of swing that you can have just for any hitter across any level of baseball, softball. The check swing foul when you're trying to lay back is just so disheartening.
See if Crane can bounce back here on the 2-1. Tinsley's going fast. That one is low. Close one there at the knees. But Crane gets the call and works herself into a favorable hitter's count in 3-1.
I think she's working faster, Noah, because she's trying to be more efficient for what could be the final 2 innings of this game.
Tinsley's ready, 3-1. That one's in there for a strike to run the count full. We've seen the UCLA bullpen up and ready for about 2 innings now.
And I think it can just tell you a lot about the trust they have in their pitching depth that they're not calling upon a single reliever in a situation like this.
Count is full, Tinsley deals, and that one's hit short. Garcia, Phillips fires to Woolery, 1 down. So Crane grounds out, a quick one out for Tinsley. So 11-2 game in favor of the Bruins. Run rule obviously caps at the bottom of the 5th. If the team is up by 8 or more runs by 5 innings, which will put the Bruins in favorable positions. First pitch swing and a miss by Conger. Absolutely way out in front of the changeup. Conger was drilled in the second inning, reached by a hit by pitch, which is realistically the only successful inning for the Bruins so far. Pardon me, for the Badgers. Tinsley gets ready. That off-speed pitch is out of the zone to make it 1-1.
I mean, Conger just had that end of the inning center almost exclusively on her. It was a challenge that there was interference with the play, and then she managed to run down and make a putout against Alina Garcia.
Swing and a miss by Conger. Blew it right by her. Tinsley works herself into a 1-2 count with a nasty fastball.
And I think I'm seeing that, Tinsley is trying to be smart. She knows that she needs to get ready for tomorrow if the Bruins advance. So she's only trying to dial up that stuff when she knows it'll be almost a guaranteed strike. Gets the bottom of this order.
See what Tinsley has in mind. 1-2, and that one's fouled back. It's the back netting here at College Park. And we'll do it again at 1-2.
The Bruins could have a quick hook with her tomorrow if the Huskers are seeing her well, if the Bruins advance. That's why those relievers are warming up right now. It's almost a bullpen session for them today.
1-2. That one's hit high in the air to left. At the wall, and it's gone. Hannah Conger tees off on Tinsley. And the Badgers get one back here in the top of the 4th.
Just the 3rd extra base hit Tinsley has allowed all tournament. First home run. Hannah Conger in the 9-hole proves that she can hit the ball hard. Pulling it a line drive to left just over the wall. But the Badgers aren't in the clear yet. They need at least 1 run to get out of run rule territory.
That's exactly the start you want to see, though, Adam. Conger certainly got all of that one. Almost golfing it into left field. Almost hit the new video board installed here at College Park. Wisconsin faithful is starting to get a little rowdy as Emily Beaujean turns the order over. Beaujean 1 for 2 today, went 1 for 4 last game against Oregon. Tinsley's ready to kick and deal. And that one's in there for a strike. You mentioned Tinsley kind of trying to pace herself, you know, knowing that most likely if they advance, she'll be the one to face the #1 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. You have to imagine the Cornhuskers are tuned into this game as well, though, Adam.
I would think they're just trying to get some sleep in.
Pitch is low. It'll be 1-1. Cornhuskers.
Wisconsin's just like a tougher team, too, I feel like, to scout because they could just mix and match their pitching.
Tinsley deals. 1-1. That one's high. Count moves to 2-1. Cornhuskers defeated Indiana today earlier in the semifinal. They're obviously awaiting the winner of tonight's game. And this Big Ten tournament finals tomorrow. Do not miss it. Saturday. Tinsley's ready for the 2-1. And that one's low to make it 3-1. Tinsley's starting to looking to the tire a little bit as her pitch count gets run up.
We'll have to see what the leash is here because even if this game doesn't end early, the Bruins have a commanding 8-run lead right now, and you have to at least trust one of your pitchers to take over potentially. Let Tinsley get some extra rest.
Tinsley deals 3-1. That one's grounded past Woolliver at first for a base hit. So a good start here as we get the home run by Conger and then one smoked by Emily Beaujean for her second hit of the game. So runner on here. One down at the top of the fourth.
2 for 3, no movement in the UCLA dugout. They're trusting Tinsley with this, even though Beaujean represents an important run. If she were to score, suddenly the Badgers would not be in run rule territory, and this game could go on for longer.
75 pitches in for Tinsley as Grant steps into the, Blomberg steps into the box. Hillary Blomberg, catcher, reached on a fielder's choice and had a sacrifice fly. She gets ready for her third at bat of the day. 11-3 ball game, top of the fourth. Beaujean on first. Tinsley kicks, deals. That one's low. Make it 2-0. A little bit more belief in this Badger dugout.
Belief in the Badger dugout matched with frustration on the mound from Tinsley, who is not happy with some of these calls, and her leash is growing shorter if she can't find the zone.
Tinsley's ready for the 2-0. She kicks and deals. That one's hit to short. Garcia flipped to Bragg. Fire over to first. Got him! A big double play for Tinsley as she gets out of the jam. Badgers lead 11-3. We'll be back for the bottom of the fourth. Don't go anywhere on WMUC Sports. We are back here on WMC Sports for the bottom of the fourth inning. UCLA Bruins up big, 11-3 over the Wisconsin Badgers. I'm Noah Kraft. Next to me, Adam Lipman here in College Park. Adam, we talked a little bit in between break of the innings how big this inning is for both sides.
I mean, Noah, it's a huge inning because right now the Bruins are in run rule territory. They want to punch their ticket for the championship. And for the Badgers, they need to keep things where they are right here. The Bruins are going to try and add on and close this game out in 5. It's on Wisconsin pitching and hitting to prevent that from happening.
First pitch from Jordan Felci. She's back for another inning. Brie Alexandre at the dish. She takes low for 1-0. Insurance, such a big thing. Usually at the end of games, here at the inning, trying to get the run rule, especially in a tournament where you're playing back-to-back, Adam. Felci deals swing and a miss there by Alejandra. She was way out in front.
I mean, we might see more aggressive swings just considering where the score is. And I think all of these hitters for the Bruins right now are just trying to get that solo home run that would give an extra little bit of pad for whether it's Tinsley or another pitcher who comes out for the 5th.
Felci's ready for 1-1. Kicks and deals. That one's grounded to third. Pit stop made. Fires to first. And Showalter can't dig it out. It's a tough play to dig out at the first base bag after an awkward hop, but one you'd expect her to make.
We'll have to see how that gets scored. I mean, I could see that being an E5 or an E3 there. I mean, that was a tough hole, play just deep in the hole for Olivia Bark, and throw over to first just was not in time, and they're actually going to rule that was an infield single.
Here comes Kania Bragg. 2-run home run into the third inning, right over the center field wall. As Felci deals, and that one's too high. Make it 1-0. Bragg's been that we've kind of called her name a lot today. She's been involved in the field and at the plate.
It's been a big day for the second baseman who's toward the lower part of the order, but really making a name for herself this tournament.
Felci's ready, 1-0. That one's low to make it 2-0 in Bragg. Alejandre at first. Bragg at the dish, 2-0 count. 11-3 game in favor of the Bruins. Obviously run rule territory with the 5th looming large next inning for the Badgers. Can't make it any worse. Here, Adam. Felci's ready to kick and deal on the 2-0. That one's fouled back into the turf fields here over at Xfinity. As I was saying, if you're the Badgers, most thing you want to do is just minimize the damage in this inning.
I think it's so pivotal. You don't want your hitters to feel like it's an impossible mountain to climb. They only have to get 1 run as it stands to extend this inning, to extend this game to at least the bottom of the 5th.
Felci's ready to deal. 2-1. That one's low. It'll be 3-1.
I mean, we've seen that like a mistake pitch from Taylor Tinsley can get punished. Hannah Conger had a solo blast top half of this frame, so just one swing like that, and this game will go on longer.
See what Felci has in mind. 3-1 as that one's hit in the air to right and foul. Absolutely blitzed off the bat of Bragg. We've seen a couple of those for UCLA just land just foul.
I mean, no, we've been observing all game how great she's been at squaring up the ball. It's just been her timing has been inconsistent. We've seen that it can be producing early swings that are getting nowhere with foul balls, late swings that can get base hits. But when she put it together and hit it towards center, that's when she was able to strike with that 2-run blast.
Count runs full after the foul ball. Felci deals. And that one's low to walk Bragg and put 2 on, nobody out. And up comes Ramirez.
Honestly, at the bottom of this order, yes, Ramirez has reached twice, but it hasn't been with the power that some of the other hitters have had. It's been a walk and a single. You have to challenge her in the zone. There's going to be no easier battle coming up, and this is where the game could be decided.
Felci deals. Ramirez flares that one in the right field and down. No runner scores. Bases are juiced as a little flare single off the end of the bat there for Ramirez. Kind of sliced that one into right.
Ramirez just stays using that hit tool. I mean, that's the kind of contact that if you're Wisconsin, that just almost salt in the wound there, knowing how that ball was just really flared, as you put it perfectly, into right field. And, I mean, when you're in a situation like that, there's not much you can do if you're Wisconsin. So right here, I mean, no, I think they have to bring the infield in. You want to try and just get a force at the plate. Sujin Berry has been elevating the ball, so you have to get your left fielder at least, because Sujin Berry's got opposite field twice. First time it was a grand slam. Second time it was just a fly out to left on really a can of corn. If you can get her to go opposite field again, you can either get a double play ball. If Hannah Conger is able to range over to her left to get to it, you might have a force at the plate, or you might need to rely on the arm of Mackenzie Foster to try and throw out the runner at home.
It's well put. It's almost deja vu here from the top of the first. Bases loaded here for Sujin Berry. Obviously, grand slam in the top. We have a pinch hitter. Sorry, excuse me. His first pitch is low. And that is going to be Suarez pinch hitting for Berry. Ramsey Suarez, California native, 7 home runs on the year. Interesting decision there to not let Barry hit after the success she's had today. But Kelly Inoue Perez with the call, so Suarez will hit with the bases loaded. 1-0, that one's hit high in the air to right field. At the wall, it's off the wall. 1 run scores, 2 runs scored. They're almost on top of each other. 2 runs. Ramsey Suarez pinch hit pays off. 2-run double. And the Bruins lead 13-3.
UCLA played platoon, and they got rewarded for it, bringing in the righty Suarez to take on Felci. She got a 2-run double off that right field wall. That is the blow that UCLA needed. They're up 13-3 now, and the Badgers' window of opportunity has just shrunk significantly. Still no one out, Noah. Runners on second and third here.
It's interesting. Obviously, 2 runs already across. No run. The Bruins have scored in every single inning.
Riley Pinedo will pinch run at second for Suarez. So she comes in, she gets a double, back to the dugout.
Yeah, I mean, job well done by Suarez to go opposite field. As you mentioned, it's kind of what the Badgers were hoping for. But now we'll see. Nobody out. We'll see how long Felci's allowed to go for. She's been in for quite a minute.
And I think she might just have to wear it here, Noah, because it doesn't seem like there's a savior coming from that bullpen.
So Joylyn Lamar, 0 for 2 today. She's the 9-hitter. As that pitch is low, it'll be 1-0. Lamar 0 for 2 with the line out and a ground out. She's the 9-hitter. Still an OPS above 1,000 here. Felci just looking to try and grind through this as her 1-0 is outside to make it 2-0. And a walk to load the bases would turn the lineup over, Adam.
I think you just have to be on the attack here. If you get punished for it, you get punished for it. But Yvette Healy wants to talk things over with her lefty reliever. And Tyra Infield's going to come in. So too Hillary Blomberg. And I mean, it's just a moment where the Badgers are in a tough spot here. Down by 10, 13-3, and you don't want it to get even worse because it's been such a great run for Wisconsin. I mean, they upset Purdue, they upset Oregon. It was such an exciting game yesterday. I mean, I think if you got 10 people who have attended all the games, I think at least, let's say 7 would tell you that that was the best game they've seen so far this Big Ten tournament. It includes a run roll by Michigan over rival Ohio State. It includes a walk-off that Wisconsin pulled off. Penn State upset Northwestern. But still, that was the biggest moment. And Wisconsin's just trying to avoid ending their run with heartbreak.
See what Felci has in mind. 2-0 to Lamar. Big chop there. Swing and a miss. 2-1.
Going on the attack can pay off. It does right there against Lamar, who hasn't been elevating the ball as much. So you want to see if you can get something on the ground from her. Maybe just trade a run for an out.
2-1 from Felci. Lamar goes fishing again, swing and a miss to make it 2-2. This would be a big strikeout if she can be able to punch out Lamar and not load the bases for the top of this order.
Just a huge at-bat here. I mean, you want to put the pressure on for the top of the order to feel like they have to do more. If they have no outs and bases loaded, there's so much flexibility there.
See what Felci has in mind. Obviously, 2 straight strikes after the mound visit as she'll step off.
Looks like there might be concern that Felci was quick pitching. She doesn't agree with the home plate umpire, but it seems like that was potentially what was happening there.
Interesting. Looks like the count just maybe a ball. It's gone to 3-2 now. Felci deals 3-2. That one's fouled away. I'm interested to see what the ruling was. The count was previously 2-2. Wondering if she
potentially a violation against Felci.
Must be. Count is full for Lamar. 2 on, nobody out. Felci deals full. That one's hit in the air to right center field, and it's off the base of the wall. 1 run scores. Another run, 2 more runs. And it's a 2-run double for Lamar. And the Bruins are just pouring it on. 15-3 lead here through 4.
And right now there's just no answers for Wisconsin for this relentless UCLA lineup. 15 runs through 4 innings. They've yet to record an out here in the 4th. Top of the order for the 4th time through. And it's going to send another mound visit out there. And I mean, for Wisconsin, this game has just slipped away from them. They trail by 12 now. And they need at least 5 runs.
That'll be all for Felci, as her day is done. So 15-3. We talked before this inning started, Adam, about kind of just limiting the damage, as Sydney Ventacol is going to come in out of the pen. And the damage has been almost as bad as it's been throughout the game. 4 runs without anybody being put out. And now the lineup turns over with the runner on second.
It was just the hard contact again that punished the Badgers. Those 2 doubles bringing all the runs in, and it's just been a lack of answers and a lack of whiff. So many good adjustments for the Bruins that they've just capitalized. They've been pouring it on. I mean, Noah, they've scored 4 runs in 3 of the 4 innings played today. The only one they didn't, they still picked up a run with a solo blast from Megan Grant. So even though Grant only has 1 RBI today, and Woolery has picked up a double, but it was, a controversial double. So even with those 2 not contributing, a big source of these 15 runs, it's been the rest of the lineup. What makes UCLA so great is they can be top heavy, but overall it's just a heavy lineup to work with that every hitter has been trouble. Every hitter has reached safely at least once. Every hitter either has a runner or an RBI. No one has taken this game off. They're all in it, and that's how you get to 15 runs. I mean, this game originally had 4 hits for both teams, even with a lopsided score. Now the hits match what we've seen on the field. 6 hits for Wisconsin for 3 runs, 11 hits for UCLA, 15 runs.
It's been an onslaught as Riley Slimp steps into the box for the 4th time today. 2 singles and an RBI through her 3 trips. It's the first pitch from Vittigol is in there for a strike.
I mean, left on left, you just want to be attacking inside. Try and get called strikes. Make it impossible for Slimp to drive something. No extra base hits for her on the day.
Vincent Gold, the freshman lefty, deals. That one's low. It'll be 1-1. So 15-3 game, firmly in run rule territory before the 5th has even begun. UCLA, all eyes will be on the Nebraska Cornhuskers and their game tomorrow, as Vittigol deals the 1-1, and that one's low at the knees. I mean, we've been saying it all night, Adam, but the last thing you want to do is just get more runners on for this offense.
I mean, this UCLA offense just keeps churning and churning. And now Lamar off second might try and steal third.
2-1 from Vittigol. Lamar stays put. That one's in there for a called strike.
And she is dancing off the bag, trying to bait a throw from Blomberg or a pickoff attempt. And
counts 2-2 for Slimp. 2 hits on the day. Runner at second. Vittigol stretch deals. That one's flared foul. High at the third base line into the bleachers. We'll do it again at 2-2. So Megan Grant on deck. Jordan Wooliver in the circle. Just what's the approach here against Slimp?
go inside, try and get something she can't drive, manage the contact quality.
Vincent Gold deals. Slimp flares another one foul into the bleachers. Over the fans here in College Park. And we'll do it one more time, 2-2.
I mean, we know that the Badgers can score, which is one of the more surprising things, that they just haven't had answers for a depleted Taylor Tinsley, who is not even a full day free from pitching against Penn State in what was the final game last night in the quarterfinals.
Vincent goes ready for the 2-2 to Slimp. That one's high and will run the count full.
I mean, Slimp has just been such a fantastic leadoff presence, working counts. This is her third full count this game. Only time she didn't was when she ambushed for her first pitch base hit.
Count is juiced here for Vitigol. She stretches deals, Slimp fouls another one back. Slimp 450 average coming in, 13 home runs, a 1,300 OPS. We mentioned her as the point guard to LeBron James's, for LeBron James's Megan Grant. But really, this offense, just so much depth all the way around. Vitigol is ready, 3-2. That one's hit in the air to left center field. At the wall, and it's gone! Riley Slimp goes deep. I didn't think she got all of it, but she definitely got enough. It's the third different Bruin home run to left center field. And it's 17-3 Bruins in the fourth.
They've just been pouring it on, Noah. Their fourth home run of the game. Slimp, Grant, Berry, and Kanaya Bragg all getting the job done. The Bruins have just poured it on. They've matched their single inning high this game in runs scored at 6. 17-3. They must want 20.
And it looks like they're going to get it, considering they have, for lack of better words, LeBron James and Kevin Durant coming to the plate in Megan Grant and Jordan Wooliver with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch to Grant is low. She'll fall one knee. It's 1-0. Grant had the solo shot in the second. Two walks her other 2 times up to the plate. 37 home runs now on the year. As Vitigol kicks and deals left on left, that one's fouled back.
And I mean, it gets to a point where if you're UCLA, you know that you're the team that's extending this game and making it go on longer. So while everyone wants to have a great at-bat, you might get a little more aggressive, just knowing that worst case scenario, you get out when you have a 14-run lead.
Vitigol's ready for the 1-1. Grant is ready as that one's outside, high and away.
And I mean, with this game pretty much sealed, it allows Nebraska to already start getting ready for UCLA tomorrow and what's likely a matchup between the first and third seeds in this tournament.
Vitigol's ready for the 2-1. That one's flagged back, foul. Fan couldn't catch it on the fly. Took a bounce, so it doesn't really count.
But you know, Grant is someone who acknowledges that she's one of the best, if not the best hitter in college softball. Her ad on Instagram is Chef Megan Cooking. She knows what she does at the plate.
Let's see what she's got on the pan here as Vitigol deals, and Grant strikes out. Kitchen was closed there as Vitigol strikes out Grant. There's one down here, and a big whoop from the Badger faithful.
And right there, you can see Grant swinging more than she had in any prior at-bat. And it's one of those things where it's almost a kind of courtesy when you're up so big that you don't try and steal bases. You try and swing a little bit more. You know, you don't want to embarrass another Big Ten program.
Wooliver, Jordan Wooliver, first pitch foul in the air to right field. Wooliver, RBI single in the third, 1 for 2 today. 1 down, 1 strike.
Scorer was actually her friend. They ruled it a double on Jordan Woolery.
Woolery, the Big Ten Player of the Year, facing Vitigol, who deals. Woolery chops that one foul. As you mentioned with Grant, some big chops here from Woolery and Grant.
And I mean, these are the home run swings. If they hit one, they're thrilled. If not, you look at the scoreboard, know you have a 14-run lead, and know that this game, barring a Wisconsin offensive explosion, is going to end next inning.
Woolery looks to show bunt with 2 strikes. Pulls back, Vitigol deals. Woolery hits that one in the air to right field. That one's down. Rolling in the corner. Woolery's on with a single to right field. So the inning extended here for Garcia. Still 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. 6 runs across as Jordan Woolery reaches safely.
So 3rd hit of the tournament for Woolery, 5th time reaching base safely, and that brings up Garcia, who has been quieter this game than she was yesterday. I mean, against Penn State, she did have that home run, 0 for 2 otherwise with a walk, but today a walk and 0 for 2, so she's been waiting for her moment, and we'll have to see if she can get it here.
See if she's ready for that moment as Vittigol kicks, steals. That one is low. Excuse me, called strike. I thought it was low. But umpire's word rules. So it's 0-1 on Garcia. Haven't seen any runners put in motion. Can't imagine we see any from the Bruins. Vittigol deals to 0-1. Swing and a miss. Garcia take a big chop. She was late. And Vittigol do it right by her.
And Noah, Garcia being at the plate means it's the 3rd inning today where the Bruins have had at least 9 hitters come up to the plate. Garcia ended last inning as that 9th hitter.
Vittigol deals. Garcia dribbles one to second. Whitten flips to Showalter. And that's quick 2 down. So Grant and Garcia are responsible for the outs. Wooliver moves over to second. And that'll see Bria Alejandre come up with Wooliver on second and 2 down.
Alejandre started off the 6-run rally with a base hit. So she knows that she is staying present in the box, and it's going to be against Vittigol for the first time today, but looks like Yvette Healy wants to talk things over with one of the umpires. We might be seeing a pinch hitter potentially. It could be what this is about. It does look like they will go to a pinch hitter here, so the Bruins elect to go to someone new. They bring in Jasmine Leyva.
Jasmine Leyva in the pinch hit. California native, hitting 300 on the year, 1 home run. 1,100 OPS. As Vittigol kicks and deals to Leyva, and Leyva hits one in the air to right center field, and it rattles up against the wall. Woolley are on the way to the plate. And a second pinch hitter, a second double, and a second RBI double at that.
And this depth for UCLA, Leyva only played in 10 games this season, started in 2. This is not someone who has typically brought the power, only 3 extra bases entering this game on the year. That's a big way to pick up number 4. Bruins up 18-3.
Utter domination from this lineup as they've put 7, 1, 4, and 7 runs, and this inning isn't even over yet. As Kania Bragg steps in, her 2-run home run obviously in the 3rd. First pitch to Bragg is swing and a miss. Bragg was late. We've mentioned Bragg's ability to kind of square up balls. She's squared up a ball in almost every single at-bat she's had today.
I mean, that's the tool that lets her be in this lineup and alongside some of the Big Ten's best.
Vittigol deals to Bragg. That one's low. The count's of 1-1. So we mentioned earlier the Bruins had 7 runs on 3 hits. They're now up to 14 hits and 18 runs. It's kind of just what happens when you shoot yourself in the foot that many times for Wisconsin. Eventually, this offense was going to wake up. Vittigol deals to Bragg. Swing and a miss again. Make it 1-2. Bragg seems a bit tardy here.
And I mean, no, it's just a testament to the UCLA offense that they've been more swing happy this inning, which is why they've been picking up the hits. They're reaching at the same clip pretty much. It's just instead of walks and being passive, taking pitches, they're just swinging at whatever they want.
Vittigol deals to Bragg. That one's popped in the air. Vittigol on the run. Can't make the play, and it'll be a foul ball.
It's just really tough for pitchers to make putouts like that on falling fast pop-ups. And when you finish your delivery, you're already just feeling that natural fatigue from that. I mean, it's an exhausting process no matter what level you're at. And then trying to hustle over and keep your eye on the ball, run it down. It's a tough play, and Vittigol will just hope that it doesn't come back to bite. I mean, all she needs is one more strike to end this inning here.
As you mentioned, counts at 1-2. Bragg at the dish, Vittigol on the circle. Vittigol steps through, deals. Bragg hits a line drive shot through center field, and it's going to rattle up against the bottom of the wall. Another run as Bragg ends up second with a double, and it's 19-3 Bruins, and this is just a rout.
This has just evolved into a beatdown, Noah. It's 19-3, as you said. This game was won somewhat close, a 4-run lead for the Bruins. That was back entering the bottom of the 2nd, but things have suddenly erupted, and I mean, we are in uncharted waters for UCLA, who have not been able to beat an opponent down this bad in a long time.
Looks like UCLA will go to another pinch hitter, just kind of emptying the bench here, and can't really blame them. So 19-3 after the double by Bragg, scoring Leyva, the pinch hitter.
So Noah, it looks like the last time the Bruins scored this many runs against a team was a 27-9 win against Long Beach State on April 15th, but they allowed plenty of runs in that. So when was the last time that they also had a shutdown performance on the mound? A 23-1 win over Auburn back in February.
The pitch to Sofia Mujica is hit behind the plate, and we'll go to 1-1.
I mean, they're emptying their bench right now. I mean, you don't see this often in Big Ten softball. Normally, Big Ten baseball can sometimes feature it just because those games go on for longer.
Mujica hits on a moonshot in the air to right, falling fast, making the play. To end the inning is the Badgers. 8 runs cross in a dominant performance for the Bruins. They lead 19-3. Looking to close it out in the top of the 5th via the run rule. Don't go anywhere on WMUC Sports.
Welcome back to WMUC Sports. The semifinals are almost over in the Big Ten softball tournament. The UCLA Bruins hold a 19-3 lead after an 8-run explosion in the 4th. They'll turn it over to freshman Natalie Cable to close out their likely championship ticket. The freshman takes over for Taylor Tinsey, who ends her day with 4 innings of 6-hit ball, allowing 3 runs, only 1 of which was earned, walking none, and striking out 4. It's 3, 4, and 5 in the Badgers order as their last stand here. First pitch from the lefty Cable is wild and high. She's got quite the violent motion on the mound. I mean, almost like she is whipping her body in front of her, and command has been an issue because of just that. The 1-0 will sail high and out again. Badgers Likely to lose by run rule right here just because they trail by 16 runs. They would need at least 9 in this 5th inning just to keep this game going. Next pitch is high and out again. So Cable wild out of the bullpen getting the call. Freshman has struggled with walks all season. She's had multiple games with 3 or more walks, including 5 against Nebraska. That pitch will be low, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Jacelyn Showalter, and the Badgers have a runner on.
I know it's kind of a moot point, down 16 runs, but if there's ever a chance to even try and remotely think about getting back in this game, the Badgers just got to take it one batter at a time.
Well, you do have to start somewhere, and they will start with just trying to get runners on here. And Cable is being tasked with this assignment because they want someone to just eat the inning, ultimately. Kanaya Bragg will go out to give a word of encouragement from second. A little bit of a glove tap, smile from the sports glasses wearing Cable, who is about to take on Kendra Lewis, who had an adventure in this game, going from right field to the mound, back out to right field. So with Showalter off of first, Cable's ready to go here. Left on left. In comes the first pitch. That violent motion leads to a ball being socked toward right center. That ball is off the top of the wall, and it's going to be gone for a home run. Stopping originally at second is Lewis, but no, that's a home run. Touch them all, Kendra. 19-5. That's got to feel good, though, Noah, even if it doesn't affect the scoreboard much.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, softball's a game. You know, it's a children's game at that. You always, you know, that's something Kendra Lewis probably tell her kids about. You know, you got a home run in the Big Ten tournament semifinal. No matter what the score is, you know, and, you know, regardless of the score, you're still, 6 runs out of mercy rule territory, but you got to start somewhere, as you said, and that's as good a start as you could ask for.
So now it's 19-5. They needed 9 runs. They just got 2 right there. So Cable allows the walk and the home run. Up comes Kaylee Whitten. First pitch to her will be high and out. That erratic command is already stinging Cable, who's getting words of encouragement, this time from Jordan Woolery over at first. Next pitch from Cable, a check swing high. Going to be ruled that Whitten went around. Nearly an identical pitch. This time Whitten pulled the trigger. Natalie Cable had the 21st highest walk rate among any Big Ten pitcher, no inning limit. 1-1 comes in, popped up sky high into the seats. 1-2. But Cable, among pitchers with at least 20 innings, was just 5th on that list in the highest walk rate. It's just such a wild motion. As the 1-2 comes in, it's a big swing and a miss, fishing in the dirt. Punch out against Whitten. First strikeout of the game for Cable.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that wild motion, not like anything I've ever seen before, at least. But then again, obviously you mentioned the control issues that she's had throughout the career. If you're the Badgers, take 2 strikes.
They could right here, starting with Olivia Bark.
No need to go fishing in the dirt.
First pitch to Bark is going to be lined hard towards center. That ball's going to hang up, though. An easy put out for Jelena Lamar. And the Badgers are down to their final out. Now, our responsibility on radio is to describe things in the fullest detail to help the viewer understand. For that reason, I must say, watching Natalie Cable pitch, it almost looks like a ghost is leaving her body after possessing her. It's such a wild release that she has every time, as the first pitch will float in there for a called strike. The first pitch strike this inning for Cable against Danielle Lucy.
I don't think I could have put it any better.
But you see it as well, and I want our viewers to understand that. It's 0-1 on Lucy. Hit by pitch and a pop-up today. She'll go fishing at a pitch in the other batter's box. If it were a lefty, it would have plunked them in the back foot. Lucy swung 0-2. Badgers down to their last strike. Natalie Cable trying to finish off what could clinch a championship for the Bruins. The 0-2 is a check swing. Did she go around? Throw down to first, and it's over. The ball game is over. We all knew it would come eventually. It's been a date with destiny for two teams. The number 1 and 3 seeds will meet tomorrow for the Big Ten Softball Championship. Nebraska, UCLA, the conference's best will square off in what should be the greatest game of the season. Noah, what did you take away from tonight's game, UCLA versus Wisconsin?
UCLA Bruins have the best offense in the country. They absolutely exploded out of the gate hot. 6 runs in the first inning, 4 runs later in the inning, and then 8 runs to close the game out. This lineup is relentless, and against the Cornhuskers, they're going to need to be relentless because that's not, unlike Wisconsin, a great story, but the Cornhuskers are going to score right with them.
So the Badgers' Cinderella run comes to an end here. They pulled off 2 fantastic upsets, but they could not defeat the best sluggers in the conference. The Bruins celebrate on the field in front of their loyal fans. They're going to get ready just moments from now to put their sticker on that bracket over in left field. But on behalf of Noah and myself, we're so grateful that you followed our coverage in this Big Ten tournament. We'll be back tomorrow for the championship game. Number 1 Nebraska, number 3 UCLA, fresh off the heels of this 19-5 Bruins win. We'll be back tomorrow, but for tonight, we're thanking you for listening to us on WMUC Sports. Stick around with us tomorrow. It should be a great one.